All right, lads, I'll just do a quick video. Obviously, we've just gone out of Europe. My video is delayed because, frankly, I'm beyond caring. I watch all the games, but some games I watch with more interest than not. This was one of those games where I'm flicking through my phone, I'm doing other things, and I'm just like part focused on the game. We played a Bayern Munich that weren't trying. I don't care what anybody says, they weren't trying. And we couldn't muster a shot on target. We had technically one, which was Luke Shaw from like 30 yards in a straight line. And so you're going not only out of the Champions League, and this potentially could put you through the Champions League, but also this could get you in Europe, which could then get you into the Champions League. And obviously, the main takeaway here is we've been absolutely terrible in Europe because the standard is higher, and well, simply you get caught out. If you play a little bit gung-ho in the Premier League, yeah, you might catch a few wins, you might catch some losses, and that's all we've done this season is a few wins, a few losses. I don't think we've drawn a game. And what I dislike the most about this current Manchester United team is the demeanour of players. That's all I can say. I can go into the fact that the bench and the lineups for Man United are just not good enough in just quality. I mean, listen to this, right? Onana single-handedly threw us out of the Champions League. Dalot, awful player. Maguire, he's a steady mid-table Premier League centre-back. Varane, injury-prone. Luke Shaw is like Marcus Rashford. So some weeks we'll have Shaw and Rashford both flying and we'll be doing great. Everything's great, everything's rosy with the world, and then they'll go out of their purple patch and they'll both be terrible. I don't like Luke Shaw as a player. I know everyone loves him. I know everyone in Man United rave about him. For me, no, he can be one of the first names to go. We've got Scott McTominay and Amrabat as central midfielders for Manchester United. We've gone from like Scholes, Carrick, we've gone from Keane, we've got to McTominay, Amrabat. Our wingers, I mean, I want you to think about this. I don't like Bruno Fernandes. I don't rate him, and he irritates me. But look at what is there to supply. On the left and right, Anthony and Garnacho. Garnacho, yes, when he comes on against tired legs as an impact sub, sometimes he does the business and he's quite exciting. But when he starts and you're thinking about should he be a Man United player regularly, realistically, no. Anthony's horrific, absolutely horrific. And in fairness, I can't really blame him because when you think of Ten Hag had him playing in the Ajax system. He's come to Man United. We've signed him because he was good at Ajax. And we said, hey, can you play the Ajax football? And he said, no, this is Man United. I don't play the Ajax football at Man United. I mean, he said he's not got the players to do it. And he also said you have to adapt the culture of the club to your style. So basically, he's not doing the style that we brought him in for. And then you've got Højlund up front. And I don't care what you say about Højlund, mate. He can't score. And you can say service, you can say he don't get the ball, but great players, good players just find a way to score. Harry Kane in a poor Leicester squad or a poor Spurs squad or Jamie Vardy, these players, they just find ways to score because they're good strikers. Oh, this isn't working. I'm not getting the ball. Okay, I'll try a different movement. Wow, they're not finding that movement. Okay, I'll try something different. I'll drop deep and have a shot. Højlund just isn't it, bro. Then you look at the bench. Bayern, who should be playing. By the way, Bayern is our backup goalie if you're unaware. I don't care how good Onana is. When you've quite literally and figuratively thrown us out of the Champions League, you should be punished. He should be dropped for that. He should be dropped for that. And the problem with Ten Hag is he doesn't drop people. Remember when we lost 7-0 to Spurs, to Liverpool, and he dropped nobody? Then we lost 3-0 to Bournemouth, and he made one change. But look at the bench. Bayinda, Heaton, Regulion, Palestri, Evans, Gore, Mabry, Hugill, Wan-Bissaka. And Johnny Evans there, if I mentioned him. What a terrible, terrible squad. It's one of the lowest quality Man United squads I've ever seen. It is shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. Is it any surprise that that team went out of Europe? No. So it doesn't annoy me. I don't get annoyed when I expect it. I don't even understand the whole hype about getting top four. What's the point of getting top four if you're just going to get knocked out anyway? Yeah, it's exciting to be in the Champions League if you think you're going to win it. But like you've got like the United stand and saying it's really important we get top four. It's just a money game. All it means is the Glazers stay longer. I'd rather we don't get top four. I'd rather we don't get top four for the next 5-6 years if it means the Glazers go. You know, the club is shit, mate. It's in a terrible way. And yeah, the way we played, zero energy. The main thing here, because I'm not going to go on for a long time. I could sit and talk detailed for hours and hours, but when you think a player is not playing for the manager, and you think, wow, yes, we have got some bad players, but there's no way they're this bad. They're just not vibing with the manager. They're not trying their best. They're not running at full sprint. They're not really putting themselves out and about there. Forget about the manager. The manager's irrelevant in this situation. They're not playing for the fans. They're not playing for the guys that sit and watch every single game. Right? Then they're not playing for you. So when you see someone not trying, don't think he's not trying because Ten Hag or Jose Mourinho or Van Gaal's rubbish. He can't be bothered to try for Man United. What he's saying is, I'm not that bothered about Man United, whether we get 3 points or not. What I'm bothered about is my own comfort. I don't like this bloke that's coaching me, and I don't like the way he makes me play. So I'm going to not play and get rid of him. And then I'm going to have a good time. Yeah, the Man United fans during this period when we're losing because I'm not trying might have a rubbish time. But I don't care. I'm all about me. And I'm going to down tools so I get what I want. And that is not a player you want at your club. I've been seeing people do lists about what players to keep and what players to get rid of. And you'll see a list of the whole squad. And there'll be four or five names that are like maybe sell or get rid. And I'll just be honest, like when I look at this squad, I just don't care about it. Right? I mean, look at it. Hugill, Mabry, Gore, Johnny Evans, Wan-Bissaka, Heaton, Palestri, Regulion. They can all go. Right? They can all go. You've got Kobe Mainoo, who looks semi-decent, but again, you've got to give him a run. Hoyland. Honestly, if you sold Hoyland tomorrow, would I be devastated? No. Garnacho. All right, I'd probably keep Garnacho as the impact sub. I'd reluctantly keep Bruno. I'd sell Anthony. I'd sell Amrabat. I'd sell McTominay. I'd sell Shaw. I'd probably keep Maguire and Varane. I'd sell Dalot. I might keep Onana because he can play the ball. But they're not good, are they? You could get rid of them all. Then you've got Martial you could get rid of. You could realistically get rid of Rashford because he's just not consistent. So it's hard to win titles with a player that's inconsistent. So you could get rid of them all. So we're at a situation where, again, Man United, they've spent 400 million on top of a squad that's, spent $1 billion. And yet you've got a fan saying they need 22 new players. Well, the proof is there. These lot haven't won a title in 10 years. The new lot aren't close to winning a title. They've had the worst run in Europe ever as a club, and I think in history there's been no team letting more goals. So they're not good enough. So you could get rid of them all. They're just people that are employed by the club, and if they're not good enough, you get rid of them. But at Man United, we have I think after that game, Mark Goldbridge gave Amrabat, Bruno, Anthony 6.5, 7 out of 10s. I mean, the standards are on the floor. I remember Rio Ferdinand said, it would be better tonight if they went out of Europe altogether so they could focus on the league. Focus on what? We're not winning the league, so there's nothing to focus on. Top four? What does top four mean? It's not a trophy. You get a bit more money for the Glazers, and then you get put in Europe next year where you can't win it anyway. The biggest con, or the best thing these owners / modern football owners / the pyramid or whatever you want to call it have done is convince everybody that getting top 4 means something. It doesn't mean anything. I remember Louis van Gaal winning the FA Cup and been pleased. I remember him dominating Liverpool and winning all the big games. I remember Jose Mourinho's unbeaten home run. It was like 26 games or something. I remember him sticking by Fellaini because the guy had actual passion, and people slated Fellaini. Fellaini is one of our best signings since Sir Alex. People will be like, this guy's crazy. No, genuinely, he gave his all. He constantly had impact, and you can't fault the guy. Would you rather right now be subbing on Fellaini or Regulion, Heaton, Palestri, Evans, Gore, Mebry? You know, or would you be subbing on a prime Fellaini? Like, the standards, Fellaini was like harangued out of the club because we'd come from being Prem champions. But when you actually look at it, he was all right. So, yeah, we've crashed out of Europe. We're going to get destroyed by Liverpool. And probably if he gets destroyed by Liverpool, he might get sacked. And then the new manager will G up these players. There'll be a bit of a kick on or whatever you call it. And then people will, again, in a year or two's time, realise the players aren't good enough. You've just got to get rid of the players, man. They're trash. They are trash players, the lot of them, mate.